All right. First of all, the president's videotaping. So, first of all, they did awesome. So, I'm here, and I was taught at work, I'm here to thank you. I'm thanking our speakers, but I'm here to thank you, but I was always told at work, if you're going to tell somebody thank you or they did a nice job, you should actually go a second layer, third layer, and say why. Why? Why am I thanking you? Obviously, we like the money, but that's not why I'm thanking you. Really, it is not. I'm thanking you for being visible and present, and I've got a couple stories to tell you why visible and present is probably the best thing we can do as a community to help fight addiction and give people the professional help they need. And let me first explain this. So Jane and I, we like to walk every day, as you all know. And this week we were walking and we said, how many family members, and define family, grandparents down through cousins, and our two families are in recovery? And we came up with 5+ are in recovery. I'm trying to put this in a scale. Then we said, how many family members do we know? Because our parents didn't talk about this subject. How many family members do we know that died from this disease? And the answer was 5+. So, I know we always to tell our story of hope about John, but we also have, and yes, Jan and I on our walks, we love the story of hopes, but we just agonize. How did we lose these other folks? And what can we do? Obviously, we probably can't fight the cartel. There's lots of things, but what can we do as community members? So I'm going to give you one statistic, and this is one where you all know Jan. She's the caregiver. I'm the engineer. We look at things way different, but when we look at this subject, this is one where we come to the same solution for what we can do. She got there quicker as usual. So in this case, the latest statistic is if we can get somebody to professional help that has an addiction disease, we have a 75% chance that they will end up not just surviving, but they'll be thriving, just like the people you saw. 75% chance. Wow, this is awesome. Okay, that's statistic number one. So the goal is, how do we get it? The next statistic is 1 in 3 families in the U.S. are dealing with this disease in their household right now. 1 in 10 over the age of 13 have this, and so think about it, 1/3, and then only 20% ever ask or get professional help. Only 20%. So what's the issue? We've got to figure out how to get more there. The number one reason given for people not asking for professional help is, wait, Stephanie, you used the word we, meaning it's the stigma. People are scared what their neighbors will say, what their family will say. Let's see, Todd, what the employer will say. No, that was Emily talking about the policeman. What the employer will say. We are the number one reason people don't go ask for professional help. So why do I say thank you? You're visible and present. You don't know it, but let's see. I'll take Mark for an example. Mark sent a note out to, I'm going to say 30 Energizer retirees, inviting them to this dinner. He told them what it was about, why he was here. I will tell you, Mark, you don't know it. 1/3 of those. So if you send it to 30, 10 of those people you sent it to are dealing with this issue at home, somehow, some way. You might not hear from them today, but I guarantee you in a few years, that is showing you are open to the subject, you are not going to criticize them, and you are one of their paths. Let's see another one. Some of you don't, you know them about them. Laura and Skip Sand. Laura, if you look, and Skip are Hope Fund sponsors. You'd think a lot of you are Hope Fund sponsors. I know we ask you for so much money, we give you a plaque, we say, what we really would like for you to put a picture on our website and say, you support recovery. You have no idea what that means to your friends. Your friends are looking, they're listening, they're waiting to see if there's somebody, a friend, because usually the caregiver is in total agony and they just want to know who is a listening ear. So when I say thank you, being visible, trying to get more people, they will come. And then with that, I'd like to say one other piece. I'm in a golf league in Florida. There's 40 men in this golf league. It's taken 10 years. As of 10 years later, 50%, 20 of them have come to Jan and I personally and asked for help for a family member. Maybe not them personally, a family member someplace in the country, a kid, a spouse, a grandkid. And so, again, you don't know by you just being here and being publicly supporting recovery what it will mean. That's the first one. And then you also heard, if you listen to the words, peer support recovery. You guys are donors, let me first say, we're probably going to make $15,000 from this event from you all. But you should look around the room. You all basically are going to give this size room a second chance in life. Basically, that 15,000 is 30 people we're going to be able to help give a second chance in life, and we can't thank you enough. So, you also know I can be a grumpy old grandpa, as they say, grandpa. But, so, peer support specialist. It's really interesting how I relate to this. And then I'm going to tell you how your money is being spent by the ARCHway board. Peer support specialist. I tore an Achilles heel trying to run a road race a couple of years ago. Stupid, I tried to do it without warming up. But I did. So, who do I want? I had so many friends tell me, ice it down, put heat on it. You need to walk it and keep it loose. You need to do this. Guess who I wanted to talk to? I didn't want to talk to my personal doctor. I wanted to talk to a specialist, and I wanted to talk to somebody who had been through this injury and what their experience was and how their recovery looked for this injury. This is really what ARCHway, when Emily says, our group, our ARCHway, is to try to help the families get to talk to the professionals. We are trying to link them and be their advocates to get them to talk to a peer support specialist, somebody who's experienced this injury. It's a little more serious than that, but somebody they understand and can relate to and who knows exactly what they're going through and what their experience is. And then we need to get them to a professional like Lakeda Way, Glen Bay, whoever, and we do whatever we can, and the last part of that is what we do. As any of you have been caregivers of this, caregiver may be at that time as sick as the individual that's dealing with the disease. And what I mean by that, sometimes the person that's afflicted doesn't understand the impact of what they're doing, and the caregiver is just sitting there. They're in crisis mode, and they need a friend to help them walk through the system. And that's what ARCHway does. So I just wanted to say that piece too. And so when I talk about peer support specialists, as you guys are our donors. You guys are paying for all this that Stephanie and Emily talked about. Emily talked about, and you all know how hard Emily must work. She deals with 100 phone calls, 100 families a year, maybe 120. I mean, there's going to be burnout, so much time. And so we're sitting there going, as a board, going like, how can we not 2x this, meaning double our budget, how can we 10x this, 100x this? I hate to say it, I have dreams, 10,000x this. And it's not necessarily have to be the ARCHway brand. We just want peers out there who are trained, who have a support group to get into the workforce. So that's how we came up with creating MPRA. And so Emily, in 18 months, with Stephanie's help, in 18 months, they have a network of 400 to 500 peers signed up who they do everything from help them do resume writing, to support, to job placement, to insert them in many workforces, at hospitals, labor unions, whatever, to be on the spot. And so that's how we're trying to take your dollars and not ask you for 2x, 3x, 100x. It's how we're trying to do that and create where we're not helping 100 people a year, we're helping thousands and thousands. So thank you. That's my way of telling you, breaking down the onion, why I say thank you, why ARCHway says thank you for being present. And if you have somebody, when they call, Mark, when they call, they just send them to us and Emily. You don't have to, we don't ask you to have the answers. Get them to the professionals, and we will get them to the right people. And with that, we're here for another hour, some socializing. I think the buy now is still open. You can help another person buy something else and help another person on their way. And again, we can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us.